Now, Ripple's CEO just said that the price we talked about, $8,257.20, which was set for October 1st, might actually happen. It's really important. Take a look at this, guys. We just got confirmation that XRP will go over $8,000 and even go much higher than that. Ripple's CEO indirectly says that XRP will hit the price of Bitcoin. XRP is being called the next Bitcoin. This is happening at the same time that Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, says that XRP will be used for cross-border payments in the United States. Though, Trump Jr. is said to have a lot of money invested in cryptocurrencies. Don't worry about XRP price going above Bitcoin's. If XRP just got to the same market cap as Bitcoin, its price would be over $11,898, which is even more than the $8,000 price forecast. And look at this. The price of XRP is $2. $2. XRP is $2.79 right now, which means that people will become rich. What we need to really look at is what will make the price of XRP go through the roof and hit $8,257 in months or a month. It all comes down to $654 trillion. But you need to understand that $8,000 and XRP is not a crazy amount of money. Several of the people who started XRP have said it's true. There are many co-founders of XRP who work for Ripple. I'll show you a list of them soon. For instance, Arthur Britchew, a co-founder of Ripple Labs and XRP, said that XRP is meant to be used for $10,000 and must be able to grow to support 7.5 billion people. Here's one more example. Brian Crodinghouse indirectly confirming that the price of XRP will hit the price of Bitcoin. Again, that's hard to understand because you're talking about Bitcoin, which is worth $120,000. It's a crazy chance that XRP will get there. It's crazy how much money and gains would be made. And even in this case, we're not saying that the price of XRP will hit the price of Bitcoin. The market value of XRP is going to hit the value of Bitcoin. So we're not even telling you the truth, which is that XRP cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But even Ripple's own CTO, David Schwartz, better known as Joe Cass, who recently quit his job, pointed out that XRP was never meant to be cheap. And most importantly, this is crazy. It's going to really shock you. He said that XRP is more useful at $1 million. It makes sense too. $1 million per XRP price is more possible than $1 per XRP price. In fact, this is what he says. He says that XRP can be very cheap. That doesn't make sense. That's how much 1 million XRP would cost, since $1 is worth of XRP. If each XRP was worth $1 million, they would only need one, which is $1 million. This time, the only change is that as prices go up, payments get cheaper. When prices go up, payments get cheaper. When Bitcoin is only $300, it would change the market too much, be too expensive, and not be useful. Right now, you can buy $1 million with Bitcoin. That is, when prices go up, payments go down. That's very important. He has also said that XRP could be the world's reserve currency, and that it is actually possible for XRP to be a world reserve currency. This again shows that Arthur Bridger was saying that the price is $10,000 XRP for 7.5 billion people around the world to accept it. But the facts don't need to be said. $650 trillion are about to come into the XRP ledger from the real estate market thanks to companies that are building on the XRP ledger. People in the XRP community are talking about this a lot. You may have already heard about it. There will be a huge influx of money into the real estate market worth $650 trillion, and it's all happening because of one group they aren't talking about. What it all comes down to is RealFi. Hey guys, this is huge. This is the best real-world asset project that uses the XRP system. The company is a huge real estate institution, and they're changing their environment to use the XRP ledger. This is a big deal by itself. These are the things they've said. But things they've said just recently. We are now in phase 2, which is all about getting people to use and integrate the RealFi ecosystem on a big scale. One piece of equipment is now finished. The work on our equipment is now done on time. With a value of over $650 trillion, real estate is still one of the most important assets. So, the XRP system is used by RealFi. Imagine that the XRP ledger and the real coin are both based on the XRP ledger. This would make buying and selling homes easier, faster, cheaper, and more enjoyable. The next few months will be important. And this video I'm about to show you all says it all. $650 trillion was added straight to the XRP ledger through the real token technology. This technology is based on the XRP ledger and uses the XRP-L. We're here to stay. The first part, which was the foundation and framework, is now finished. It's all set. The second part has begun. Over 10,000 homes worth more than $2 billion have already been unlocked and can all be bought with XRP. But that's not the end. In Phase 2, we bring RealFi from the RealFi payment system to the RealFi asset marketplace. This is part of our plan to grow. With the XRP system and real token technology, we've built the future of real estate and rewards. Real estate is now easier, faster, cheaper, and tastier than ever at RealFi. $2 billion have been unlocked in the last few days, putting us in the dollar market open stage. This is really going to go through the roof. Much more importantly, the real token that is going to make people millions of dollars is on the XRP ledger and is about to rise. Look at this. Look at this. The price of this real token is about to go through the roof. That huge rise we've seen in the last few days is what we're talking about. In other words, this is breaking strong. When it first came out, the real symbol was worth 1/100th of a penny. It's almost 4 cents. Was almost 5 cents yesterday. That's a small pullback, like this small retracement. As I always say, this is the lowest it will ever get. We're not going to drop below this point because mass acceptance is about to happen. A real token is going through the roof, and it's doing this without being listed on a single centralized exchange, without a big marketing effort, and with just real-world use. In fact, the real token can only be bought and sold on XRP Ledger decentralized platforms, which makes it very hard for many people to get in. This is why it's a very strong sign. What's the point? That's why I always say you should work on golden-based projects that are useful. Once more, this is crazy because RealFi uses real tokens for real goods. In other words, it's not just changing the payment business, it's also changing the real estate space. It's based on usefulness. It's also based on the XRP system. There isn't much available. It was 22 million at the end of step 1. To go over it again. Guys, there's nothing left. There isn't much of it. Even with that, it's still not on organized exchanges. But now that Phase 2 has been announced, it's likely to be. I think that Phase 2 will bring about more acceptance, which will lead to centralized exchange listings. I think something like mass efforts. This is like getting into Bitcoin. You guys need to get it. Bitcoin is worth $1 right now. And then Bitcoin went through the roof to $120,000 because real token is growing like crazy. I'll show you the numbers soon, but it's grown like crazy in the last few days and even weeks, and it's not doing anything. Think about that. Just because it's real utility, this is real utility. Also, look at that again. Very little resistance and a strong, very strong support level. Take a look at this. It's their record. They got a perfect score of 100 out of 100, which is crazy because that only happens to projects with a market cap of hundreds of billions of dollars like XRPs, XTCs, and XLR. In fact, the real token has already done it. Why? Well, because the top 3 users are low risk. Benex gets a perfect score of 100% for its kick score. The top 3 wallets have a total of 3,394 low-risk transactions.